Hello, Dr. Leong and class of APA 360. My name is D'Angelo Jones, and I'm going to be talking about the Japanese national anthem, which is called Kimigayo. The song relates to the Japanese American experience because it was a very large piece of the propaganda, the war propaganda leading up to World War II. And it's something that really created a strong resistance against the country of Japan, and also the culture of Japan that was represented by the faces of Japanese Americans domestically. And the American media played obviously the biggest role in creating that propaganda and that fear and hatred. So the anti-Japanese sentiment really painted white people as the only righteous race worthy of any real dignity and real human rights. And at the beginning of the Meiji period, so the history on the song, the beginning of the Meiji period is when there was an Irish Brit military band instructor named John William Fenton who recognized that Japan didn't have a national anthem because Japan was really ruled through a feudal system of local lords, and those local lords really ran Japan, right? Yeah, there was a time of the shogunate rule, shogun era. But by and large, Japan has always maintained a very local governmental system, and it did work for the 2,000 years prior to America coming over with Captain Cook in those black ships that really kind of broke the walls down, because Japan really didn't want anyone coming in due to the fact that they had been invaded multiple times by the Mongols, and the Mongols, they created a lot of problems. So this song, it came from it is a 31 syllable poem that the words came from a group of, it's actually an anthology of poems from the 10th century known as the Kokin Wakashu. And the music for this song was composed in 1880 by a Japanese gentleman by the name of Hiromori Hayashi, right, who was an imperial court musician. So he was really part of the nobility and the aristocratic system in the Japanese monarchy. And then it was later harmonized according to the Gregorian mode by Franz Eckert. So he was a German bandmaster. So there's a lot of formality and drama, and it's powerful. Like the chords, they really touch your heart and really bring you in. And so it's a very powerful song. I really had a lot of fun in singing it every morning with my friends in Japanese school when I lived in Japan. And so it's a song that I remember and just really have been fond of ever since being a kid in Japan. So the word kimi refers to emperor. So Kimigayo, right? So there's a handful of ways that you can use that terminology, right? So kimi could refer to the emperor, but kimi also could just be you. It could be a love song if you really wanted to get technical and look at the duality of the meanings in the song. Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. The song relates to the Japanese American experience because the entire legacy of the World War II U.S. Japan relations is really based on an exaggerated dogma relating to the folklore and mythology, as well as the formalities within the Japanese monarchy, right? So everything I was just telling you about the song, it's not a factual. It's very much a a mythological story, or a folklore, it's basically like a formality that people have subscribed to, but not a radical government, thing or internal propaganda within Japan. This is much of this is really imposed and pushed onto the Japanese by Americans and Europeans leading up to the war. When it comes to the war campaign and how it was strongly related to race, ethnicity, and nationality, this song ties directly into the war propaganda in that it supports the misconceptions believed on the American side, while most of the people in Japan they didn't subscribe to any of that dogma, and this national anthem never made it as an accepted national anthem in Japan. It was just sung as at formal introductions and times of when the emperor was going to make an appearance, right? If they were just going to happen to get people on have him on the radio or something like that. So anyway, just to give you an idea of how it goes, right? Let's see here. Here's how it goes. Kimigayo wa chiyo ni yachiyo ni sazare ishi no iwa o to narite koke no musu made. So yeah, I had a lot of fun singing that song with my buddies in elementary school in Japan, and again, this song is it really does have a lot to do with how the exaggerations and lies behind the beliefs, the supposed beliefs of the Japanese and their Japanese Americans. It really pushed race, ethnicity, and nationality. And it ties in directly with the war propaganda and how Japanese Americans were treated in America, using the dogma that was supposedly going on in Japan, which really wasn't. So anyway, thank you so much for an amazing course and everybody's contributions. I had a blast in the class, and I'm very thankful that you allowed me to join, halfway in the middle of the class. All right, have a good one.